everyone, it's Dibble time today. It was something along the lines of attack directions, if I recall correctly, but it was pretty neat looking. Unfortunately, I caught the tail end of it, basically. I think it was the last hour or two or something like that. Unfortunately, I had to stay up late the night before, and it meant when I woke up it was almost done. But that seems to be the way of things. Anyway, at least I got a little bit of it. And it's pretty interesting to watch. As far as the animation streams go, it was... it's similar to a lot of the ones we've already seen, but at least it's more interesting than locomotion because, well, yeah, there's a lot more going on. It's not just a little walk cycle or something. He's jumping in the air a little bit, he's moving his head and shoulders, his tail's wiggling around, his head flings up. I think I already said the head, but oh well, I'm saying it again because it's like, it's pretty key in what he's doing. It's really neat to watch. I liked it a lot. Again, what little I saw of it. And I know the little troodon dummies are, you know, just basic there in order to, you know, give the effect of what's going on. But it made me a little bit amused every time I saw the one he's hitting just go flying super stiffly. Again, I know that's intended. It's just a dummy. It's just there to show off. But it just looked funny. So I was always amused by that. That aside, a lot of it was, well, by the time I got here, a lot of it was to do with the leg positioning and a little bit of the body. There was one point later on, which might be by now, I don't know, where the legs kept sucking back up into the Dibble's body whenever he'd do that jump. And so Bryan had to fix that and adjust where the legs were landing and the direction they were facing and all that other fun stuff. You know, the usual. And then they'd mess up again and he'd have to do it again and so on and so forth. It was a lot of tweaking by the time I got here. I imagine he did the rest of it earlier in the stream, but unfortunately I just don't have that. I'm sure it'll be somewhere else. But yeah, overall thoughts on what little I caught. I liked it. It was fun to watch. He was very, well, not to be pun, but he was very animated so far as, you know, the Dibble goes. With the walking, I mean, it's just kind of there. It's basic and all that, but with this, there's a lot going on. And while I'd still say the Strato swimming is one of my favorites because of just how much movement had to go into it, this one's probably high up there, even if I only caught a little bit of it. It was fun to watch. I liked it. As far as any oddities or anything go, honestly, I don't really see anything, but I'm not really looking too hard, I suppose. I mean, I generally skim through these. I did watch it, and it's fun, and I liked it, but there's also a skimming aspect where, it's sped up the whole time, and I'm looking for places where he's doing specific adjustments, or if he's, you know, letting the animation play through, stuff like that. A lot of it was very little tweaks, so there was a decent amount cut even in the small portion I had. I think after sped up it was around 15 minutes. And then after I cut through it, it was under... no, it was like 5.5, something like that. There were points also where he'd just sit still for a while, or again, it was playing the animation again and again and again, which I've also cut short here. A lot of stuff like that. I mean, you'll see bits and pieces of it here, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. Anyway, beyond that, honestly, not a whole lot to say. I'm in a rush, which doesn't help. But I'll also say again, it's nice to see more of the quadrupedal animation and stuff, because, I mean, the bipedal ones are great, and most of my favorites are. Well, I guess you could probably say all of my favorites are. But it's very interesting to watch how the four-legged lads move around and how much extra effort has to go into them. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, it's interesting to see how much different the process is compared to the two-legged ones. Because the two-legged ones, I mean, there's only two of those little leggies to work with, and yeah, there's the arms, but usually he'll end up having the dinosaur, like, hold them up to its body, or move them just a little bit. In this case, the arms are another set of legs, and they have to have just as much attention, if not more so, than the back legs, so... yeah, there's a lot more going on. And then the Dibble, of course, has a tail as well, so you've also had to deal with that, and it just goes on and on and on. It's fascinating to watch, even if, again, I didn't catch much of it, but it was still entertaining all the same. So I'd say as far as those go, it was fun to watch. I liked it. And Dibble's pretty cute, which helps, because, I mean, if I'm gonna stare at a dinosaur for quite a while, actually, I don't know how long it took me to edit this thing, because while I was doing it, I got midway through and I was like, oh wait, I should probably check the Discord too, because they might be chatty again, and lo and behold, Punch had posted a whole bunch, so, I had to go do that first, because I'll do the news ones before I do these ones. The news ones are quicker to do, easier to get out. It's still tedious to go through. I think it was 57 images I had saved for that latest video. So I had to go through, arrange those. I named them to help, you know, keep it all arranged. However, when I'm actually making the video, I can only really decide what goes where at that point. Because during the conversations, like, they'll have multiple conversations going at once, so I'll be saving, say, a section on the troodon's venom, and then in between there's something answered about, like, the trees, or the territory thing, or whatever. I think it was the territory thing this time. And then it'll go right back to the venom again. Or someone will ask something later on that gets another response that, you know, adds a little bit more to the venom conversation from several hours ago. And so I prefer to have all of those up together instead of just putting them in the chronological order that I saved them in and calling it a day. So it takes a little bit extra effort. I mean, I'll never say it's a whole lot, but it is draining all the same. It's tedious. But I got that all done. That was posted, so this one will be scheduled for, I think it was 9 o'clock I normally do. It might be 12. 10? We'll see. I try to give the other video a good few hours, because sometimes when you post another one, the prior one gets buried by YouTube. Don't know why. YouTube's a mystery and an enigma. I can only go by what my friends end up saying regarding when and how they see my videos, and so that's the best I can do to try to gauge what the heck is going on. So I try to give them a good few hours, and then I'll, you know, post another one if I need to. And if I don't, then I'll save it for the next day or whatever, but, yeah. Overall, it's been nice. I don't think I've been able to say much regarding the, added galley and all that. I don't remember the last thing I was talking about in the other stream, aside from whining because I was tired. I'm glad to see Galley added in, I can say that. I mean, Galley isn't my thing, and I've said that a fair few times. I don't really care about Galley. But I like seeing more variety in the roster. Because I know from my personal experience that I'm sure there's many of you guys that the current roster isn't very appealing, like, at all. There's only a few things to choose from, and frankly, most of them are boring. So I've been sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting for something interesting to come in, and thankfully Cerato just happened to be one of those. Troodon looks like it'll be neat. I don't know what they'll do with it yet, of course, and I don't know how it's going to end up actually playing like, and knowing my luck, it's not going to work too well as solo because, I mean, you know, it's Troodon. But I'll try it out, see how it goes, see if I like it, even as, you know, solo stuff. But I imagine I'll probably end up going back to Cerato anyway, because for one, it sounds like that was intended to be more of a solo experience, and two, it's Cerato. Of course I'm gonna play it. Hopefully we'll get more information and stuff soon. Hoping for that drop someday soon. It sounds like there's only a little bit more to fix, and it'll go to stress testing. So then there should be videos on that for you guys to see. Well, not on here, of course. I don't do the stress testing. But, I'm sure everyone else will have some neat stuff. Once the update actually drops, I'll probably start trying to post then. I'd like to play the same day, but if servers are too busy, then I'll probably have to wait. We'll see how that goes. Usually I play on unofficial servers anyway. But the one I normally played on in Legacy was an EU server. And in Evrima, the EU servers are very much not recommended because ping it sucks now. Back in Legacy you could play with decently high ping, and my ping was never super high. I think it was only ever slightly over 100 or something, which I play all the time in my other games. But, in Evrima, even that will start causing some major problems, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I can't play on that server anymore. So I'll have to try to find another one, but it's hard to find one without 50 pages of stupid rules, so I guess we'll get there eventually. The official servers are usually a crowded mess by the time when updates drop, of course. Most people are gonna go there. But I'll see what I can do. I'll see if there's some servers that are open that don't have a ton of rules. But yes. Again, have a great day or night, whatever time this ends up posted, and I hope all has been going well. And goodbye!
Thank you.